Welcome back, everyone. What a crazy story. I actually was surprised when I read this article because I've seen a video about this, like a little video analysis about this on YouTube that came out just after it happened. It was such a surprise, I think, especially to pilots, professional pilots, when they saw this video, they could instantly tell what had happened. So basically, the guy is quite famous for being really good at skydiving and being a really good sort of small plane pilot. And so the video came up with the shocking title, "I Crashed My Plane." And it looks, maybe to the untrained eye, it looks like a guy flying a plane and suddenly having engine trouble, looking a bit nervous, the engine cutting out, and then him opening the door of the plane, holding his camera and jumping out of the plane, and then sort of skydiving down a bit, and then parachute opening, and then him pointing the camera at the plane that flies and crashes into the mountainside. But to the trained eye, this is very obviously a fake scenario. The guy doesn't seem shocked enough. He jumps out of that plane immediately when the engine dies. He doesn't attempt any kind of evasive maneuvers. He doesn't try to restart the engine. He doesn't radio for help. All things that any pilot is trained to do in this kind of scenario. Also, even if the engine had failed, there are so many ways to land a plane, to glide it down and set it down safely. No one is encouraged to exit the plane and parachute down and just let it crash randomly somewhere in the countryside. Again, luckily he was, well, not luckily, by his own design, he was away from buildings and houses and so on. So there was only a small chance he might have injured someone. But again, he didn't know who was down there. There could have been hikers in the forest. He could easily have killed someone. And he definitely did sort of damage a small area of forest with this destroyed plane. He also lied to the FAA in his report, because they always have to file an accident report when there's any kind of even small problem in the air. He attempted to clear up the evidence. He was worried the police were going to find out that he'd sort of hijacked his own or jacked his own plane to make it crash. So he went back there and then got rid of the evidence and hid all the parts of the plane. And it was just so awful from start to finish. And ultimately, the analysis showed the only possible reason he could have for doing this was for YouTube views.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Sponsorship deals.
Sponsorship deals. Oh, yeah, follow my channel, because I've got 1 million hits, because I crashed my plane. I guess this wouldn't be the first time, though, that a sort of YouTuber or influencer of some kind did something crazy to get attention. Can you think of any other examples?
2 off the bat. One for more of my generation, it's Nikocado Avocado. He was a vegan YouTuber who was all about life, wholeness, and health. Played violin, but then he noticed that his the videos where he's eating a lot of food for fun were the ones that were most popular, and he went down that rabbit hole, and now he is a quite large, seemingly acting but out of control. Yeah, it's an act, but it's out of control act, where he has now gone into this spiral of what people might say a spiral of depression and overeating and just kind of negativity. It looks like he's coming out of it because the brand image is kind of sliding the other way back to health again. So he seems to be following the trends quite well. The other one is in your country. There's a prank YouTuber. Actually, I'm sorry, he's on Instagram, I believe, or TikTok, one of the two. Anyways, he does shorts mostly, where he goes around pranking people by, for example, walking into a stranger's house without telling them.
No, I did see that.
Yes.
That was horrific.
Assaulting people of a certain religion, I believe. It might have been race. I think it was religion. And asking people if they want to die as a prank. And what does he get for that? Nothing. He's still out there doing the same thing.
Oh, I see. No one's sort of...
Well, he was underage for a lot of the original ones, and now he is of age to be put in jail as an adult, not a minor, as an adult. However, it seems like the police force is reluctant to do so for some reason. I'm not sure why, but yeah, it is going to extreme for views, and he says it in his channel. I want views.
Yeah. But you can't commit crimes. You can't just abuse people for views. Oh.
Except he can.
Well, obviously,
Yeah.
yeah, if no one's arrested him yet.
Do you think people stage accidents for more than just views? Are there other reasons you can think of to stage an accident?
I guess maybe some people might do it as a kind of cry for help.
Oh.
Maybe they are depressed. Maybe they are going through some kind of rejection, or they were abandoned as kids, or I think sometimes people can do a bit crazy things in a desperate, misguided, but a desperate bid for attention. Love me, pay attention to me, notice me. So yeah, it might be a cry for help, perhaps.
Yeah. I actually thought of another reason. That's a good one. And now I thought of an even better reason. Fake your death to get out of debt.
Oh! I have seen a few sort of true crime podcast episodes about that kind of thing. People trying to fake their death to escape.
You try to. It doesn't work. Very rarely.
If you're appearing on a true crime podcast, that means you've been caught.
Well, that's true. If it worked, no one knows.
Yes. They think, oh, you died. Don't be too fazed by our crazy conversation. Check out the vocabulary, and we hope it's useful for you. See you in the next article.
Cuss.
Cuss.
Bail out.
Bail out.
Wooded.
Wooded.
Creek.
Creek.
Double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword.